thank God the game has two halves. So we just didn't play particularly well in the first half, let me say it like this. Second half, obviously, much more direct, really could cause them much more problems. And then if you really stay patient but develop kind of greed as well, then you can score goals. And the goals were wonderful. So really good.
We kind of, played their game a bit too much, got involved. We started giving the ball away too cheaply, started giving away cheap fouls and things like that. Obviously the fans were getting frustrated with time wasting and stuff like that. But second half, I thought we were excellent.
There were two big penalty shouts. I'm interested in your view on both of them, really, Frank.
I think they both could have been penalties, but probably you don't get them at Anfield. I think it's a reality of the game. I had a game felt. There were a few other moments in the game that I think will probably be analysed. But I think the fact that Anthony has contacts but gets booked is crazy for me. Can't see it. And the second one, probably a foul on the pitch, which is a penalty.
What keeps you up now, Frank? Scrapping or playing, or a combination of the two?
Yeah, football's always about both of those, isn't it? Every game will be different in the running. But we need to keep playing as well. So everything. But what you saw today was the spirit amongst the group. Nobody can watch that. Evertonians at home can look at that and see that the group are fighting and will give everything to the end.
You will know from your experiences that from a Liverpool perspective, these are the kind of games you're going to get on a title running. And as Andy Robertson said, they weren't that calm in the first half. They did get drawn into battles with Everton.
Well, you would do. In a derby, you're going to let the emotion get to you. But I just thought Everton dealt with that better than Liverpool. They almost drew Liverpool into their way of playing. Everton had a clear tactic in the game and what they was going to do. And Jermaine's going to show you that in a minute. But I just thought Liverpool in that first half allowed themselves to get in there and slop in.
And they reset at half-time, didn't they, and calmed down.
They were the Liverpool we know in that second half. They not all playing free-flowing football, but impact from substitutes.
So from the Everton point of view then, compact, that's what Frank Lampard wanted them to be, wanted them to be strong and try and hit Liverpool on the counter-attack. And actually, from that point of view, it did work for them.
Yeah, they did. They had all of those things. They had a game plan. They frustrated Liverpool, I thought, a lot in that first half. They were well organised, hard to play through. You can see here the lines, the structure. But what they did very well is once they did win the ball, they countered, and they countered with pace. Anthony Gordon was by far their best player. He's had a fantastic season. There's a few shouts for penalties, which we'll get into. But Richarlison wanting to drop into little pockets and help out, breaking from midfield, Decore here. I just felt that this is the situation. If they're going to play like this away from home, they need to find a calmness, and their decision-making needs to be better when they get into that final third. Like Iwobi in these types of situations, he's an experienced player. Do something, take into the line, cut inside, have a shot. It was just like these situations come few and far between when you play like this. And actually, at Anfield, all of the things like this, scrapping, fighting, digging in, winning second balls, now we go. They had all of that. It was just that final moment where it could have changed. Can you play a ball into Damari Gray, who's a bit more central there? It's not that they should have played that ball.
It's just an option.
It's an option. It's just kind of when you're getting into these final thirds against teams like Liverpool, you've got to be more clinical. And, Anthony Gordon had another chance here, pulls it wide. He will be proud of what his team did today. I think Evertonians will look at what they did today and think, you know what, if we can take that type of fight, that type of performance into the rest of our fixtures, then we'll be OK.
And particularly into their away fixtures, because you mentioned that. If you're going to go away from home and play like that, they've got to take them, because away is where they've struggled.
Well, at home, they play on the front foot, and they've had results in doing so. So when they go away, I mean, I think that's 8 on the spin they've lost away from home now. That's now a model they can pick up, take away from home and use, but just they need to be a bit.
The thing is, they're not going to play a quality of Liverpool every week. No. So that, like Jermaine said, they can build on that. It'll take confidence. I thought Everton did really well today.
Let's look at the two Gordon penalty incidents for which he got a booking in the first half. Jurgen Klopp actually said in one interview he could have got a yellow card for the second one as well. Who wants to start?
Yeah, I think it's not a penalty.
Gordon says he felt a touch.
But he put his leg into Keita there, so I can understand. I think the referee gets that decision right.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that one. This one, I think it's a bit clumsy from Matip, if I'm totally honest with you. it's obviously one of those ones. If the referee's not going to get it, it's definitely not going to be overturned at Anfield. I think Anthony Gordon claimed that he stood on his foot. For me, those pictures are quite inconclusive.
Depends on what angle you look at them, doesn't it, really?
Although, I mean, if I had to kind of make a decision right now, I'd probably just say just no. Just no.
Just no?
Just.
But I think if that's outside the box, that's giving us a free kick.
Stuart
and
Wells.
that's a big decision.
Just no,
to
just
make.
yes.
Is that his whistle? Shall we not? He's like, oh, where am I? You know,
I think Frank's
tough
assessment was clear. You know, when you do go to places like Anfield and the Old Trafford, then those decisions are tough to come across. And, you know, we saw today that those ones that are on the edge and in the balance, you're probably not going to get.
Or to finish just what Anthony Gordon said on that first one, he said he felt the touch, but it probably wasn't enough for a penalty, but equally he didn't think he should have got a yellow card.
A fair assessment.
Was what he said. We talked about the second half of Liverpool and how calm they were in the second half, and the substitutions made a difference as well.
Talk about impact. And Diaz, what a signing he's been. But it wasn't just Diaz today, Origi. And I understand why the Liverpool fans love him. He gave a different option as well today, being that focal point up there, linking up with Salah really, really well when he came on. Just giving something different to think about. They've got very technically good players, but when you've got a big man up front, it just allows you to do different things. Diaz, I mean, the confidence to do that, but not only do that, like, make something of it as well. Normally people want to showboat and just pass it. He wants to take it to the byline and take someone on. Talk about the turning, really impressive. Origi, a little 1-2 here with Salah. Nothing comes of it. Keane reads it very well, but these are the free subs. Henderson come on as well a bit later. Diaz goes to the front, comes out to Henderson. Lovely little lofted back to the back post there, and Origi moving. And this is where he gets his goals. And look at the technique there of Diaz. I don't know if he's going for an assist or a goal there, but Origi being alive in the box and scoring them goals.
Just a couple of times this season, Norwich, Wolves, when they've struggled to break teams down, then they've gone with that Origi substitution. Now, you can argue whether it then becomes 4-4-2 or 4-2-4, but you basically then have two up front, whatever it is, and you could see that today.
He's a goal scorer. I don't think the system matters. I think he offers you a variety of different things. You know he's going to get on the end of things. Yes, he has that stature if you want to put the ball into him, as Salah did for that first goal, into Origi and then to the far post. So he offers a lot, but I think one thing that Jurgen Klopp knows is he can rely on him. And that, you know, for a manager to look back at his bench when he needs something and see Divock Origi, you know what you're going to get, and that is a blessing.
When you've got 83% possession, you know you can afford to put a striker. You don't need three midfielders in there, and that was a difference today.
Right.